Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Hello, You Will Make It TV followers, viewers, and supporters from across the globe. Welcome to another live segment with the You Will Make It TV YouTube channel where we believe faith attracts possibilities, but it's up to you what you do with those possibilities thereafter. Please excuse any baby noise or language. Sometimes she's just right here next to me playing with her toys or watching TV. Morgan, she's trying to get her bear. It's stuck on the bicycle. Anyways, yes, just a little disclaimer there. I do record in a home. I don't have my own recording studio or nothing like that, but I do the best I can with little to no privacy to still bring the best content and the best information you can use, especially when it comes to inspiration. So we do appreciate you guys' support. I also hope to be an inspiration to other single mothers. When you hear my kids in the background, it's not to be, for it to be demonized or, it's actually to encourage you. You know what I'm saying? Start you a channel, start you a business, start you a new cycle in life altogether. But that's kind of like what we're here to talk about today when it comes to parenting and overprotectiveness and parental rights, how the whole meaning of it, you know what I'm saying, in society to me has changed today. But we'll get to that in a second. It just still tied into what I was saying. I'm using myself for an example. So I've worked jobs where my kids are right there. I'm not going to say working with me. Let's say something like selling Easter baskets on the corner of the streets. Well, me, I didn't sell Easter baskets, but I'm known to do like Father's Day, Mother's Day baskets, maybe Valentine's baskets. This is still work. Some of those people that sell baskets on the street, I've seen other type of resellers. You might have people who sell comforters or rugs or perfume right out of their trunks and cars. That is still considered work. Or is this still not America? It's called entrepreneurship. And I'm here to speak for the single parents of the world on tonight, because people swear that the only type of work you can do is like the whole basic 9 to 5 type of work. Me, I don't have a felony. I don't have a background or in very, very few jobs I've been fired from. Like either I'm putting in a resignation or a better opportunity comes along, period. And I don't put myself in the pathway for a 9 to 5 type career unless I know that my life behind the scenes is going to be accommodable to that. So of course, if you tell me where the shift is 11 to 7, and I know that the kids are out of school at 3, and I have nobody to watch the kid, and most after school programs go to 6. If y'all know a later one, leave it in the comments. But most, and I know about a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? It's going to depend on the school district, the area, the state you live in. I understand it, because let's remember, some geographical locations have less resources available for single parents with children, not just single mothers, ladies and gentlemen, single parents. Because unlike some, I've actually met single fathers, single grandparents. You got whole grandmothers out here taking care of people, kids by themselves. Uh, if you know what I'm talking about, hit that like button. That's another thing you guys are always encouraged to do. Like, share, and subscribe to You Will Make It TV. Subscribing just notifies you every time we have new content posted. It also verifies you as a true You Will Make It subscriber. It's also another individual in this world who, not just in the face of others, but in privacy, you try to inspire others where you can. As an inspirer, life can be challenging because you might not always receive the same inspiration back. And what inspires us all differs per person. Okay. So art might inspire Jack, and art may actually make the Sally depressed, right? Like you don't want to use the wrong things that actually do the opposite, and you all you were trying to do is inspire, okay? Because another form of love, in my opinion, is tough love. Period. Me of all people can speak on it because I feel like in life I was handled with tough love. Like I don't know what that is. People just see strength on me or something, and they like, well, we're going to handle her rough since she's a strong woman. But that don't always mean you deserve to be handled rough because you're a strong woman. You see, when you're a single parent, strong is the only option. Hit that like button if you know where I'm coming from or if you agree. There is no weakness in single parenting, period. And the first little bit of it you show, trust me, if your kids don't run over it, strangers will. Somebody will. Cause see, people just they'll look on your life and they swear if one of your kids don't respect you, they don't have to either. Hit that like button. I mean, over here we talk real. That's why I say inspiration can just be straight undiluted truth that people are scared to share, but people really need. There's no room for weakness as a single parent as it is. The reason people say it's hard is because you 24/7 are expected to protect, nourish, and raise, you know what I'm saying, more than just yourself. Even if you have a pet, I've heard pet owners say that it's hard. If you got a pet out there, shout out to you. I'm still waiting on our family husky, okay? We want a husky specifically because of how alert they are, how much they protect and guard while we're talking about overprotection. And if you're a parent out there with a pet, shout out to you. I'm inspired. That's why I'm saying I want a dog myself. Dogs are considered a man's best friend because if they don't do nothing else, they're going to protect those kids. I'm encouraging more single parents to actually get protective dogs. Like we're gonna need them. All the changes coming in the country these days. See, we talk about the homelessness crisis when it comes to humans, but it's sad to me to know that animal shelters are just as full as orphanages, as foster homes, as other places. We're not going to say people were abandoned because a nursing home you weren't quite abandoned, but your family might put you there, to lessen the burden on them. And I would say anybody that's just ever just been a straight out bad parent, it shows. Let me tell y'all something. In those nursing homes, some of those people will tell you they feel abandoned. They feel like they put their sweat, blood, and tears into their children and they got old and their children put them in a nursing home. If you've ever worked in a nursing home, you know more about this than me, but I would know because, I was related. I'm related to people who have worked in that industry and field for a long time. So they were able to hear and witness. That's where I might start going to do more interviews too, because these days there's no more better truth teller than children and old people. It ain't that the young people can't tell the truth. That's not what I mean. But an old person don't have a reason to lie. Like they have lived most of their years. They're probably near leaving this earth. So if you're looking for true wisdom and truth, a elder person might be where you can find it. I'm not going to take that from the elders. I think it's the other way around. And we're being more of the younger generations are born being silenced, just, and like forced to take the wisdom of the elders, which I believe in it. I just believe there should be some type of order to it. Now, just because you're an elder don't mean that you haven't made a mistake in life or you didn't mess up somewhere. But I say that we would still deserve to know that before we decide if we're going to take your wisdom or advice. Now, when God is using somebody to deliver a message, and let this inspire y'all, or for the people who it's supposed to, it will reach them. One thing about when God is speaking to you through somebody, regardless if you like that person or not, you're going to be able to know that that is God speaking to you. Even if you don't confirm it with that person at that moment, I can attest to this because it has happened to me, right? It could be a whole stranger or it could be somebody familiar to you. That's one that I think is powerful that you wouldn't even want to receive a message from. Like a lot of you guys, it is your children. Depending on what it is about or how they're directing it to you. I know some people, they just don't take their kids' advice at all. Like they don't see the uh, significance in that just because their kids are a certain age. That's what we're here to talk about today. Can we bring back the overprotection of our children? Can we make that normal again? Can we not call the mothers and fathers, especially the single mothers and fathers who are not just not just protecting their kids as a responsibility, but they put that overprotection like a coat of Vaseline over a fresh cut that you just clean before you put the bandage on it? That over layer of protection, those parents we have to shout out, we have to appreciate, we have to give them their roses, because who asked you to put an overprotection barrier on there? You're already a parent, you're already protective, you already got to kind of live your life, move different a different way because you're a parent, right? Like your moves, your decisions, everything you do now, you're a parent with it. And that doesn't mean they're always in your sight, in your current physical all the time. We know, like, for example, a lot of you guys' kids go to school, our kids go to school, or they go different places without, just parent right there. How do you overly protect them? Well, a lot of y'all do it. And shout out to you. You give them a phone, you give them these extra tools in between that help you to feel overly protected. I'm shouting you out from you will make it TV. There's nothing wrong with an overprotective parent. Leave those overprotective parents of the world alone. Period. If anything, let's more come together and see what more barriers of overprotection we can offer one another. I see it so often in the unfortunate news stories about kids. People in the comments, they just be like, watch your children. That's a great word of advice all the time. Take it from a parent, a current day parent with youngsters. That's a great word of advice. But why stop there? Don't tell us just to watch our kid. I'm preaching overprotection. How I remember myself originally being since day one from having my first daughter. I just felt overly obligated, if you can call it that, overly obligated to serve a overprotection. And I was nothing but a mother, a woman. Now y'all know that's where the men come in and they be like, well, that's why they need their father. That's why they need a man. That's why you need a man, depending on who you're talking to. So many people do believe that, not just in society, but as cultures, as religions, right? This serves as a layer of protection in some people's eyes too. Whether you have father, brother, uncle, somebody of like a over barrier of protection. Now you would think those are just free things that come with family members. But when you're talking the word protection, that don't mean every family member is going to feel obligated. But I was talking about me, using me for example in my own life. I definitely felt like there could have been other things, I guess, other areas of improvement. Come on now, my first time being a mom was 19. So for sure, if you were just like with that man at the time or you had no man at all, I'm saying with me, either way, I felt like protective. It's really so deep. Maybe people that know me know this, like just overprotective. You can throw any other thorn in the side you want to. I don't care. You can make it look how you want to. That mother there, this mother, she was overprotective, if anything, not just protective overly. Like they knew that about my aura when I come around. If you're new, like, hey, I gotta kind of feel you out. You're not just gonna like grab my baby or my baby's just sitting by you. And then I had girls too. So I feel like God is still in control. I give inspiration. I talk about my faith more openly. It's not new of me. Some people think, oh, this must be her first time openly talking about God to the world. No, it's actually not. I've had other social media accounts and things over the years. I can't just say like recently. That to me says a lot too. Like, who were you at this period, that period of your life? If you don't see some type of constant uptick of growth in any of our lives, this is what we should do. We should challenge our own selves. We should put our necks on our own, our feet on our own necks, and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Are you being as, and I'm talking first, let's say with no weapon at all, just as thoroughbred mentally or psychologically or spiritually? Where are you really when it comes to that protection barrier over our youth, over our minors, over our children? Because sometimes they're not just our kids, there are students. Morgan, get that bear for me there. Right? There are other kids along the way, family members, students. Like I was saying, if you're a coach, you got peers, mentors out there, all kind of people that work with our youth. Those levels of protect all around, right? If we could have it that way, what a wishful way to think. Over protective spiritually over our children, logically, every second at 1 minute. Maybe it is possible, but I believe it goes back to that too. Like maybe when it's full blown rounded, you got the father, the mother. They talk about how the mothers are the nurturing ones. I think what it is, those are just still more society. Mothers are nurturing. Let one of our kids get sick. You know what I'm saying? Not saying we wish that on anybody, but when mothers know, that's a part. 1 minute you're a nurse, the next you're a plumber. If you're a single mother, the next you're a fashion designer, right? Because you're still a woman. I mean, but nurture is a natural number one that usually just comes with it, right? And that's one of the beauties, right? Because a father just knows the feeling of becoming a father, but a mother, her feeling of just because even if she wasn't nurturing before, it's just naturally come. That's what you do with a newborn too. Even if you adopt a baby, gives you that natural cringe to just want to squeeze them, love them, and be there for them. I'm sorry, I don't care who it is. So, all right, all right. But that's what we are moving into here. This topic is just great. I'm definitely going to be on probably for off and on this evening on live. Feel free to come sit and chill with us here over at You Will Make It TV. Well, we believe faith attracts possibilities. Now, the topic on this, I'll probably do two more segments, elaborate a little further when it comes to my opinions, commentary, and reaction to this discussion digestive topic. I would love to expound more. Not from that's what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and say it. What if uh parents being because I've seen some dynamics too where it seems like the father was more of the come on now, stay at home dad or nurturer. That's a deep one right there. Like kid loves both parents, but when it comes to that nurturing part and really just because they say some kids are daddy's girls. Have y'all ever heard that term? If you know what that means, I know what it means. And I know that with God, I knew what it meant a little more. Like daddy's girls are pretty close. That says a lot about the nurturing part, especially emotionally. Emotionally, like I said, because there's different ways in different areas of our youth and children's lives that they do need us. But how are we making sure we can overall feel those ways, right? Even if in just one household, if it's a single parent, there is nothing wrong with overprotection or keeping our mind not in a way where you're freaking yourself out every day, like, oh my God, am I doing everything right? Because I actually have to give myself more credit than that too. Listening to the whole world's opinions, commentary, reactions about your personal kid's life, maybe that's what people want my reaction to speaking on it is different. You know what I mean? But you would also have to learn to take a break from the internet, take a break from people's opinions, comments. You would have to learn to give yourself that space in life. Anyway, with all of us, with certain type of work we do, because people that criticism is going to be right there day one when you become a parent. People just want the best for kids overall. I'm actually glad we still see that in the world. I'm very shocked. Maybe some people had or were or could have, you know what I'm saying, given up hope when it came to like, hey, where are the people's minds, hearts, and souls when it comes to, patience and overprotectiveness? Because I don't know where in history we got off telling people they're too protective. Like, hey, lighten up a little bit. I don't know what nice way you could tell a person that. That's how much I believe in this. Like, what's a nice way that you find yourself telling a person, hey, I think you should free that kid, that youth more when it's a parent or a guardian, right? I get that part, but you never tell somebody they have to or they're too much worried about their child. I don't even think that's possible. If it's their own child in any type of way of guardianship and you are full custody, round table, round clock, that person has a right to be worried about that person all the time if they want to. Not in an unhealthy way, of course, but you know how moms is. They try to stay in their big. You got to stay in your kids' business and check on them. What are you doing? It's just funny when their teens like, oh, mom, you got those type too. It's kind of annoying to them. You in their business so much, but we got to keep it more that way than it slowly accidentally turning into, oops, now you're more in my business than I'm in yours, right? Because kids, some of them are protective of their parents too. I'll be back with part two. Stay tuned. This is You Will Make It TV, where faith attracts possibilities. Remember to hit that like button, share this segment, and subscribe. We love you. What, boo boo? You just want